Alright, good morning everyone. It is a Ben's Goodwill outlet day. It's like 3 minutes before opening. Everybody gets to go get time though before they open, so I'm gonna get in line. Yeah, so hopefully I find some stuff. If I do, I'll try to film some clips in there. Otherwise, you guys will see me back in the car for my little debrief and then straight into the haul. So see you guys soon. Alright, here's a single Blundstone boot. I wasn't too upset with this because the condition of them was really bad, so I don't think I would have got them even if I did find the match, but exciting brand to see. And these Mark by Marc Jacobs rain boots were nice, but I just determined the condition wasn't good and they were going to be heavy, so they probably would have cost me a lot. Okay, I'm actually about to be my class starts in 10 minutes and I'm 8 minutes away, and I don't have my backpack with me, so I fear that I'm not going to be making it on time for school. But I did get some really, really good stuff, one of my best ever. So stay tuned, but I forgot to film outside of Goodwill. I'm actually at a stoplight right now, so that's why. Hopefully it turns green soon, but just be waiting. I found some of my best stuff ever, so I'm very excited to show you guys. All right, back. Time for the haul. Like I said, this might be one of my best ever. I have two true designer brands and just some other high-end stuff, so I'm pretty excited. One of them I'm not sure if it's real or not, but we'll get to that. Start off, here are some things that are going to be for I'm keeping or I'm giving to family members. So I'm not sure if I would have picked these up to resell, but these are just a pair of leather sneakers, multicolor, very cute, and they're made well. So they're MWL made well. They're in nice condition. There's no wear to the collar or really that much tread wear at all. They have some dirt there, but I think if I just wipe it off, yeah, I literally can just wipe it off now and it's coming off. So they just have some marks throughout and everything, but they're fine for personal use for sure. They're size 7.5. My sisters typically wear size 7, but they wanted to try them anyway. If not, I could probably take them to Plato's Closet. I spent $46 and something cents. All right, based on my receipt, I spent $46.43. I got 19 items that I'm actually selling myself. So based on the items I'm selling myself, I'm anticipating, I think my cost of goods was $2.44 per item, but I'd have 22 items if I sold everything, which I think it was $2.11 or something. So cost of goods around $2.50 per item, which I think is pretty good. I'm not sure if I would have paid $2.50 or 50 cents for everything, but most of it I would have. So yeah, and it's $1.59 per pound. So the Madewell sneakers. Next, okay, I got myself this pair of Birkenstocks. So they're just the Arizona size 41, my size. They have wear to them. I don't like the leather Birkenstocks. They're just not very comfortable to me. So I just thought I don't have a pair of them, and I've kind of been wanting some for just nicer occasions when I wear a sandal. So I went and I got these because they're cheap. They were cheap and good enough condition that still wear and stuff. So, and nice color, the style I wanted. So I thought somebody threw this back, but I thought I'd try them. And then the next thing is another pair of Birkenstocks. My sister had this style and she wore it into the ground. These aren't in the best shape, but the cork and soles are actually still going pretty strong. The only thing is the footbeds are just dark, which is how it is a lot of the time. I think I would have picked these up. I think they're in resellable condition. I know a lot of people, you might disagree with that, but I've sold Birkenstocks in not the best shape before. So I don't know, but they're size 36, and I think she usually wears a 37, but I think she'll make them work because I think she'll be excited about those. I didn't show those yet because I know she'll want them. All right, and that is everything for personal use. Now everything is for resale. Okay, so these are the last pair of Birkenstocks, which Birkenstocks are very, I see them in the bins all the time. I pass on a lot of them. I pass on most of them because the condition is not great, typically, especially for the bins, but sometimes I can get some money out of them. Size 39, and people go for Birkenstocks, at least at my bins location. I'm in Nashville, but they're a green color. I've never seen this color before. And yeah, they have the toe prints, everything, but they'll still sell. I look for cork on Birkenstocks. I like to make sure the cork, which is this part, is in good condition, and then the sole is super worn down. These ones obviously show somewhere there and at the heel, but I think they're still gonna be okay. Also, I just like to have the size there, which these are 39, so that helps. Alright. These I almost left, but I decided to grab them because I'm like, I think I can clean them up. They're Sorel. These are the Joan of the Arctic boots, but I'm not a big Sorel fan just because the Joan of the Arctic, they have so many Joan of the Arctic styles and they don't look the same, and it doesn't really make sense to me. But this shoe's fine, just some like dirt. But this one is like the real, like, I'm gonna have to go to town scrubbing that. So I'm not sure if I know Sorel boots are waterproof, so I'm not sure if I'm literally just gonna get them all wet or what, or maybe a wet rag, which is probably going to start with. I'm probably just gonna start with like a wet rag and just touch it little by little. And if it doesn't work and they're like that, then I guess I'm just out $2.50. So I thought it was worth the risk because those have sold well for me when I have sold them in the past. All right, these were at Goodwill, and I usually don't pick up stuff or like, but sometimes I do see store pulls in the bins, and they're usually just not worth getting. But these ones I thought were, these are Kate Spade, and they had them for $15, which they were definitely marked up. But I don't think that's like a terrible markup. For white perforated like leather espadrilles at the bins, these are in literally excellent condition. I mean, pristine. So I'm surprised nobody got them at Goodwill because I don't think $15 is a terrible deal. But I don't love to sell Kate Spade, but for these I was like, I'm definitely gonna get these. And these weren't even in like, these were like one of the last ones I searched. So these had been there for at least 30 minutes by the time I got to them. They're size 9.5. I saw somebody throw these back. These are Pelaton shoes, and I found some a couple bins hauls ago, but these are in better shape. You kind of want to look for the clips, and these ones don't have the clips. I listed my last ones at 38, and they haven't sold yet, but they've got some attention. And these ones, I don't know if these were ever worn because they're still stuffed. And they're size 41, which is technically my size, so I guess I could wear them, but I don't have a Peloton. I don't plan on getting a Peloton. I'll sell them. Alright, I'll probably list these at when I get home on Facebook Marketplace, but they're Hunter like short boots. These are, nobody grabbed these either. I feel like a lot of people don't grab Hunter boots in the bins either. That's a brand I also often, Chacos and Hunter boots, and I'm trying to think of other brands. I just feel like people skip over like pretty often. Anyways, these aren't even that heavy, but these are like a very cute style. The shorter style I feel like does better. And they just have like some like water spots and stuff, but I can just like wipe them off like that, and when they dry it'll be fine. So they're size 7. My sisters might keep them, but I could probably get $50 locally for them, which is great. That pays for everything. So they definitely do better on Marketplace than on Poshmark for some reason. So just if they, at least in Illinois. So I'm not sure, maybe they wouldn't do as well in like places where it doesn't rain or whatever, but I don't know. I probably could have done without these two. These are Sorel. These are probably also the Joan of the Arctic, like sandal or something. I don't know. But they're fine. The only part that just kind of like grosses me out, even more than the Birkenstock like footbed wear, is just like the toe prints there. I just don't like the color of them. Like, you see like, it just like looks gross. I don't know. So I don't know how I'm gonna really fix that. I can't fix it because I mean that's just the print it makes. Or if I can like, if it was like all the same color like around, it'd be fine. But I just think you can like literally see the toe, like it kind of just like looks gross. So I almost left them, but I don't know, I didn't. But hopefully somebody overlooks that. They are my mom's size, worst case, but they're size I think 7. Yeah, all my sisters are anywhere from a size, and my mom are size 6.5 to 7, so they often share shoes and stuff. So worst case, if I can't sell those, I'll probably just give them to her if she wants them. I rarely grab this brand, but these are Timberland, but I've sold styles similar to this before, and they've actually done well for me. So they're not, for a tall boot, they're really not that heavy. I maybe paid $4 for these. But they have some wear to them and marks, but I think they should still do okay. They're size like 6 or 7, size 6, which is a little bit small, but I still wanted to get them. I think they'll sell. So, and I think Player's Closet would take those because they do take the brand Timberland, and this is a style I feel like they would buy. My sisters would definitely not wear those, but that's okay. All right, somebody threw these back, and every time I'm in the bins, I just look for a genuine like wood and leather clog. I don't know why. It's a style that just sells well for me. So I couldn't find the brand, like thing had been removed. Like that's where the pad is. So I was like, oh shoot, I don't know what they're gonna be. So I looked over, I didn't really see anything. I saw made in Sweden on like the thing, and I was like, okay, I'll just Google Lens them. I threw them back, and I was like, I don't know, I'm not gonna know the brand. They have like wear to them, and I was like, I've sold these unbranded before as well, but I thought these just had too much wear to sell them unbranded. So I was like, okay, I'll just throw them back. I was like, okay, I'll just maybe try Google Lensing them to see if like they pull up a brand. Well, when I was doing that, I saw on the strap and it says Swedish Hasbeens. So this is a excellent brand, to like probably one of the best clog brands. I mean, there's Briar clogs, which I haven't found, and there's some other good clog brands like Number 6 clogs. I just found those like a couple of installs ago. So yeah, Swedish Hasbeens I've sold because I got them at Clothes Mentor, which is like a resale store that like people it's a buy sell trade store, so people like bring in their items and sell them to them, and they were like $20 there, and I sold them for like $137. So it's a brand I have had experience with, and they did well. These are size 39, so and they don't have the pads, so these do have some wear to them, but at Ben's pricing I thought they were still worth getting, and I'm glad to cross that brand off my BOLO list, which basically means be on the lookout. So it's a brand I haven't found before, but now I can cross it off because I don't count brands that I haven't found at like a thrift store before. So like Goodwill or anything like that, like doesn't really count for me. If I only find it, if I find it at Goodwill, that's when I can cross it off my list. But like a buy sell trade store like Clothes Mentor that I previously mentioned, where I found the Swedish Hasbeens for the first time, since I didn't find them there, I didn't cross them off my list, if that makes sense. If you have any questions about that, you can also leave a comment down below. Let me know your opinion about that. I can't go to the bins without finding a pair of Tory Burch shoes. I don't know why. I just find Tory Burch every time I go. I don't always pick it up because sometimes it's really in bad condition. I found 3 this time and I got 2 of them. This is one of them. These are Tory Burch. These are espadrilles. I saw this style before, and this top was just a canvas, but these are black leather, very nice. The other ones didn't do that well. Honestly, for Tory Burch, the bigger the logo, the better. But these are nice going into summer. They're in nice condition, everything like that. So I decided to get these. I probably would have still got these at Goodwill. I'm not sure about anything else. I probably would have, some of it, yeah, actually, I probably would have, but some of it, no. All right, I found 2 pairs of shoes from this brand but today, and they're both boots, but the other one had like very significant heel damage, so I left those. But I recognize the style of them. If you are experienced reseller, you might recognize these. These are just rag and bone, and these aren't do super well. They're size 37, so I would not have picked these up at Goodwill just because I think they would have been like $10 or something, and I would not pay $10 for these because they might sell for like 30. I'll probably list them at like 38 to 45, and we're moving out of boot season, but they're still nice condition. Again, my mom's size if she wanted them, which I don't know if she would, but I think she said she wanted to try them on. But these are like $500 boots, and they're really nice quality. Rag & Bone does make good quality products, but it just doesn't sell that well for me, unfortunately. But sometimes I will pick up that brand. But if you can find the Rag & Bone printed like jeans, they're like sweatpant jeans, those sell really well. So definitely, if you find those, I would get them. All right, this brand, I don't know why. I know a lot of people have luck with it, and when I've sold it, it's done well. I just don't get excited by it. These are just Ariat boots. These are a leather, but then yeah, they're just dirty, and people threw them back, and I just decided I was gonna get them. I just have to like wipe them down again, but I think I remember looking up comps on these, even though they're not like a heavy boot. They're pretty light for boots, I feel like. But they are size, this is US, does it say 5? These look like a bigger than a 5 to me, but I'll figure that out more later. It's kind of tiny, so not, yeah, but okay. These are just a pair of leather flip-flops that I need to condition. They're very lightweight, so they probably cost me like 50 cents. They're All Saints Spitalfields, which I saw the Spitalfields part and I knew what they were. The All Saints part is kind of worn off, but I saw that. They're size 40. I'm assuming women's, but and it has a leather sole. And it also says All Saints there, so probably like not much on these, maybe 20 bucks, but I wouldn't have got these at Goodwill, but I like All Saints. I think their company, like I think their aesthetic is kind of cool, so I grabbed those. And then this is a new brand to me. Saiwu, but I saw handmade in USA. So anytime something says handmade, and it's like clothing or shoes, I will look it up. And in USA, that's kind of a good sign. I also knew these were leather, and like just the overall style on them, I was like, those just like look really nice. So comps are a little bit mixed on this brand, but I thought they were worth trying out. I don't really like to try, this sounds weird. like, I don't really like to sell, like, the more obscure brands because they don't sell fast for me, and I just kind of get, like, annoyed by them, but I like these, so I think they should do, I think they'll do well. I guess these were also at Goodwill, orange 5, so they were $5.99, so I'm not sure if I would have paid that for these, but other bins are kind of lightweight, a little bit more heavier, but still worth getting. I also find this brand very often when I go to the bins. It is Frye, and these are just a pair of like pull-on Chelsea boots, so kind of basic style, but they will sell. I'm not sure the size is on these, but hopefully I can find it. But it's under this like flap. 8. So happy to find those. They're actually like again not too heavy, which is nice. But $2.50, I would have definitely paid that for these. I probably would have got these at Goodwill for like under 10. So they'll probably sell for around 50 or so, hopefully. I saw a guy threw these back. So that guy last time that threw all his shoes back, I only think I got 2 things from him this time, but they're both decent. I literally found these exact same shoes, exact color, exact style, and when I went to go list them, there wasn't that many of this exact colorway online, so it's weird that I found 2 of the same exact ones. These are Tory Birch, and these are the mini travel ballet flats because they can fold in half. They like fold, but these aren't in as good of shape as the last ones, but I can condition them. The other ones condition up really nicely, so I'll condition them, and I'll probably list these ones at like around 50 to 65. I think I priced my other ones too high because these are back at Nordstrom now. I'm not sure if they ever left, but when I went to Nordstrom, I saw them. So I was very excited to find these. So I found one Blundstone, and I was very sad about it because I was like, oh, shoot. But it was really worn anyway, so I was like, I'm not going to look for the other one because if I find both of them, I'm going to be tempted to get them, even though the condition is really bad. But I found these baby Blundstone boots. Oh, my goodness. How cute are these? Oh, my gosh. Like, these are so cute. Little baby Blundstones. Nobody grabbed these. They were just, like, rubber banded together. It was, like, a little bit older of rotation, and I was like, I was so excited. How cute. I guess they're not baby. They're size 10. And I'm not sure if that is like a 10, like, because Blundstone for adults, they're in like Australian sizing. So I'm not sure if that's 10 kids Australian sizing. But, oh my goodness. I wish I thought these were adults, but how cute. I was not leaving. I mean, no, I would have got these at Goodwill for sure. Probably for like, yeah, but so cute. I was excited about those. All right, here are my luxury designer finds. So I was going through the bins and I saw these, and I look for leather soles in the bins just because I don't know why. I just feel like a lot of the time, like higher quality shoes like are leather soles, so it kind of saves me some time in a way. I mean, obviously not everything I buy is a leather sole. This one is partially leather and then lined, and but yeah, so I saw that, and I saw like this little guy, and I knew what it was. So like that's like one of their logos, but actually I'm not sure if I saw that. No, I don't think I saw that first. I saw the leather sole, and I checked the brand, and I saw, if you saw that, Marni. So Marni is a designer brand. This is my second time finding it. First time finding it in shoes, but these are a studded sandal, and I don't see any of the studs missing. So that is great. I'll look harder later, but even if they did have a few studs missing, I would have got them. They're size 36.5, so 6.5, but yeah, these might sell. These aren't like the best style from Marni ever, but they might sell for $50, and they're lightweight, so these were probably like at least $300 new, I'm guessing. But yeah, I was excited to find those. I was like finding designer. All right, I found one of these, and it wasn't that early into the rotation, and I don't know, I was like low-key sweating. So Christian Louboutin, I've never found those before, and I was like, okay, first of all, I found one. I was like, okay, is this real? And I flipped over on the bottom, and I saw Vibram Sole, so they've been resold, and I was like, okay. So then I was like, it's like one of those things where you find something and you don't want anyone else to know, like around you. You're like, leave. Like, I don't want anybody around me right now because like you found something like good. So I was like, I just saw it and I grabbed it and I like put it in my bag, and I was just like, just looking around, like as if everything was normal. But I was like sweating buckets inside. So I was like, oh my gosh, like, let me please find the other one. Like, please find the other one. So I finished the rest of the bin. I didn't find it. And I'm like, okay, maybe I'm like, somebody definitely has it. I go to the second bin and I find the second one. And I was like, okay, so these could be fake. These are, Christian Louboutins are heavily faked. Yeah, I think these are real. Hear me out, okay. These have been resold, so somebody put their own like somebody had to pay to get this done. This is not cheap because I have a pair myself. I don't know where they went. I have a pair of these for myself. I got these from the Real, and they were like an ugly tan color. I know these shoes might be ugly to some people, and that is totally okay. That, like, if you think these are ugly, that is okay. Like, I respect your opinion, but I like them, and I think they're fun to wear. I enjoy wearing them it's like maybe 2 to 3 times a year I wear them. But for nicer occasions, obviously, like formals and stuff, I wore them to prom. But yeah, Christian Louboutin. And so I was like, I was gonna compare these. I was like, okay, even if I'm not, they're like, again, worst case, I'm out $2.50 if they're not real. So one thing is these are definitely vintage. They're not like a super modern style, like this very tiny peep toes. These are kind of outdated. The inside is definitely real leather, which is something you can just touch it. Like when I touched both of mine, I know these are real because I got them from the Real, or I would at least hope they would be. But I don't know if it would necessarily fake this style. But and then they are a leather sole, at least this part. I can't really see where it flakes off because all leather soles are going to show wear. Like I repainted mine with like a special paint, but like they just flake off over time, so that's normal signs of use. Another thing is shoes are, just because something's in going to be in a half size and it's a designer brand does not mean it's going to be real. But if they're in half sizes, they're faked like less. So let's say something's a size 39. These are size 39 and a half. The 39 is more likely to be fake than a 39 and a half, if that makes sense. I don't know if I explained that well. So that's another thing that's good with these. Like, that doesn't mean they're real because they're 39 and a half. That's just another good indication. Well, I think these are real, mainly because I don't see any obvious, like, red flags. Now, the bottom, like, looks different than mine because I think these are older. Like, mine doesn't have, like, the Vero, Kiro, and everything, and the font is a little bit different. So if you have, like, Louboutin expertise, let me know. But I think that these are real just because somebody resold them with Vibram. And that's so expensive to do, and it was, like, a professional job. So, like, why would you resell fake Louboutins, if that makes sense? But maybe they did, maybe these are fake, and maybe that's why they were still there. But, I don't know, it was kind of exciting. They feel nice as well. They feel like real leather, all of that. So, I mean, they do have some signs of use. But if they were real, I'm confident they would sell for over $100. They retail for over $500, so I don't know, like, I'll do more research on them, try to find the exact style. I try to Google Lens them, and it came up with, like, a different style, but they weren't the same, so we'll see. But all right, and then this is one of the last things I found, and it's because that guy threw them back. So I thought they were rag and bone when I saw them. I was like, oh, are those rag and bone? And I flip over the bottom, and I see Freebird. I'm like, I was so excited. I didn't want to, like, give a reaction or anything because I was like, I want him to keep throwing back stuff. So I was late to class because I saw these Freebirds like right before I was about to leave. He threw them back, and it's not like I saw him throw them back. I just saw them in the bin where he was, like, near, and I know I had to look through that. So maybe I missed them and everybody else missed them, but yeah, but they're intentionally distressed, everything. So last bin's trip, somebody grabbed a really nice pair of Freebirds. And these aren't as good as the ones that she found, but they are perfect for $2.50. And somebody hasn't even stuffed, so that was great. I was thrilled about these. They're size 8, and they're called the DETRT. Leather upper sole. I found my bins Freebirds finally, so that was exciting. So between everything, that was a fire haul in my opinion. So I'm really excited. So let me know your favorite pair of shoes. This is really hard. I mean, like, Louboutins, Freebirds, Baby Blundstones, Marni, Tory Burch. Pretty good. Pretty good. So, I will see you guys in the next video.